Hey everyone, AJ here. I am the founder of a new product called stackFrame, and what it does, it pretty much allows you to transform your Framer website into a web application. So this means you can add user authentication, user profiles, users can user news feeds, and a bunch of other things as well. So what I want to do in this video here is kind of walk through building a product in Framer using stackFrame. So if you don't know Framer or you don't know how to use Framer, I highly suggest learning how to do it. You won't be able to use stackFrame if you're not using Framer. So let me give you a quick rundown of Framer. If you're familiar with Webflow, Framer is very similar. The biggest difference, in my opinion, is Framer components. So Framer components allow you to add React into React code to create anything, essentially. So you can create complex animations, designs, whatever it may be, and then you can drag that Framer component into your designer here, and the code, the React code will run, and whatever you built will run on your no-code website. So it kind of gives you the best of both worlds. You have a great no-code website builder in Framer, but then with their Framer components, you can still create complex products or features for your website, right? So what stackFrame does is it has a bunch of custom Framer components that essentially contain individual features, right? So if you want to add authentication into your Framer website, you're going to drag and drop an stackFrame authentication component into your file. Your components in Framer will be right here, so you just literally drag and drop in, right? And then you have user profiles, which is right here. You have a logout button, a login button. You have a logout button. Imagine this login button as like, hey, like I want this displayed at the top of my page until a user signs in. So if they click this login button, you can send them to, you can open up a modal for them to log in with the login authentication component. When they log in, this button will be hidden, indicating that the user is logged in. You can replace it with a logged out button, right? So I'm going to show you all this, how to set this all up. We have a create post component, so users can post things. And then we have a news feed, so you can display all those users' posts. So the first thing we're going to want to do, this is obviously the production ready file, but what you're going to want to do is get this remix link, which remixing means you're just copying a file to your Framer account, right? And you can get this file very easily by heading over, and I'm going to put all these links in the description below. So pretty much all you have to do is log in, create an account with stackFrame, and then you create a project. And I've created AJ's project here. Now, don't shit on this design, okay? I know, it sucks, okay? I'm working on enhancing this. Again, this is just an MVP. And what you're going to see is like your users for your project and your user posts. And the ability to delete these. But the biggest thing you're going to see is the project ID, which you will need. I'll get to later. But then also this view Framer components. So if you click this, you'll be brought to this page. So it's always accessible for you guys to remix whenever you need to. And this file is constantly going to be updated. So when we release updates, you will have to remix this file again so that you get the latest component updates or newest components. So I'm going to copy this project. And the biggest thing I want you to understand is that you have to build your web app inside of this file. I've set up everything in here so that you can, all the components work. If you copy and paste the components in an existing project, it's probably not going to work, okay? So what we have here is the instructions page. So the first one is, hey, I need to set up a stackFrame account. I've already done that. You can head on over to this domain right here. You're going to make sure you're using stackFrame's Framer web app. After that, you're gonna wanna start building your web app, and it's super easy. Like I said, all your assets are gonna be right here, and you need to start designing in this page here, in this file. Okay. So I go over that right here. I'd say how you shouldn't be copying these stackFrame components in other projects, and then I tell you where to see all these stackFrame components if you want an explanation. And then we get to project IDs, right? So remember when I said project ID, right? So this is important. Hold off on this, and I will hold off on this until we get there, but you will need to copy this project ID and add it to some of the components you're using, like the auth component, like the create post component, like the newsfeed component. Then you can also style these components, which I'll get to. Then when it comes to testing, it's very easy. You just click publish, and then you test you go to the live site and you test your components. And then we have a project data, which again, you head back to your project page in stackFrame and you'll have all your project's data. Last but not least, you've successfully created a web app in Framer using stackFrame in these 9 steps. And in this video, I'm gonna try and get this done in less than 15 minutes. So first and foremost, what I wanna do is head on over to page here, and I'm gonna create a new page. And we're gonna call this, let's call this landing. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create another page, and we're gonna call this profile. Okay, so what I want to do first is I want to, let's create log in or sign up to enter the app. So first we're going to come in here, put this layout, and yeah guys, I'm not really focused on design here. What I want to do is just show the possibilities of Framer. I'm focused on building products in stackFrame, and I'll be sharing videos, but for now I just want to give you the bare bones, right? So what I'm going to do next actually is I'm going to come in and let's bring this let's click this login button in here, and then I'm gonna duplicate it, and then I'm gonna put these in a frame. I'm gonna put the layout like this and do fit content and fit content, and we're gonna have this one say sign up, and we're gonna make this like a blue. Oh, whoops. Did not want that. Little bug there, no problem. Gonna be fixing that. Okay, so let's make it like a light blue like this. Okay, and yeah, well, so you can differentiate. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll actually add a frame around this. Add a frame. And I'll add a frame around this login button. Okay, and I'll go to layers, and this frame, I'm gonna have this create an overlay fixed. Okay, and in this overlay, I'm gonna create a frame, center this frame, and we're gonna make this white, border radius 30. Then I'm coming in here, I'm gonna drag and drop an auth component, and this is for, so we're gonna exit out. Okay, so this is for sign up. Okay, so sign up. And I'm gonna come down to this auth component, and I'm gonna turn this from sign in to sign up. I'm gonna make sure that this also fits the container with a 25 padding, make this 35 padding. And then what I wanna do here is, I need to add a project ID to it. So I'm gonna head on over to this stackFrame project here, come back, copy the project ID, paste, and then what I need on sign up, I need it to head on over to profile, the profile page, which is right here. Okay, so that's done. I'm gonna actually copy this, and then what I'm gonna do is exit out of this overlay, come down here to this, and we can call this sign up container, login container. I'm gonna add another overlay here, and what I'm gonna do is add another frame, make this white, center this. I know it's not best practices, I know, but demo purposes. Come back over here, drop this component in here, and we're actually gonna add a layout to this. Okay, and we'll add the project ID, and then upon signing in, we wanna do profile. Okay, so that's good. Next thing I wanna do is actually make sure this overlay has a layout. Okay, perfect. So now we're good. All right, so that is done. We have our basic page right here, and now I'm going to head on over to the profile page. So then the profile page, I'm just going to drag in my profile authentication component, and you're going to want to make sure that you pay attention to this bypass sign-in. If you click no, you won't be able. Essentially, this component only shows up if the user's logged in. So once you drag it into the Framer Designer, it's not going to recognize it because, well, actually, it's default set to yes. But if you were to publish this website and test this, your stackFrame component's not going to react properly. Yes, it will pull the data, but it will show up if the user's not logged in. If you want it to only show up when the user logged in, you want to bypass this sign-in option. Okay, and then also the profile pic. This is like I need to change this to say default profile pic, but this would be if a user doesn't upload a profile picture, you can still display some sort of image here, right? If you want to. So then what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to add a button here, and I'm going to say home. Okay, and I'm going to turn this to 22 and add a layout to this. And let's come down here, add a radius, get rid of that. Let's make it like this purple. Okay, so home. What I'm going to do is head on over to this page, and actually let's call this newsfeed. Okay, I'm going to head on over, new page, and we're going to call this feed. Okay, head back on the profile, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a link to profile. To feed, and let's head on over to the feed page. So for the feed page, we're almost done here. I'm going to add a layout. I'm going to make sure that this has a layout, center it, and 100%. And we're going to do 100% as well, and we're going to get rid of this, okay? Next, what I want to do is I want to add a create post component, and then I'm going to add a newsfeed component. And we're going to add a gap at 30. So I just got to do some styling real quick on this create post component. Text area should have the same color as that. And then I need to add a project ID, which I still have it copied, so I added it to there. And then for the newsfeed, I got to add a project ID. And you're going to see it's going to pull the only post I have associated with this account, with this project, which is right here. Also, just a little customization here. You can customize the like option. So if you want to post to have a like or not, you can. And I'm going to just do this, right? You can also turn off this option right here, show likes, but we're going to show likes. Add a project ID here, and as you can see, it's pulled, and it actually has 3 likes already. So what we're going to do now is come back to the landing page, click publish, and then I'm going to go to the live site. I'm going to click sign up. No, I'm not. I'm going to click login. I'm going to head on over to my dashboard. I already have an account essentially set up. Boom. I'm going to log in. No, never. Now I'm at my profile page, and look, it's pulled my user's account, stackFrame user. This is a default bio, stackFrame Framer website. I already have all this associated, right? So after that, what's going to need to happen is actually no, this isn't. Hold on a second. Everyone, I apologize for that. I actually found a bug, so I fixed it. We're all good now. Now we should be able to essentially pull the user data. So let's go ahead and log in. Oh, wrong password. Log in. And now we have our user data here, which is my design inspo username. I added a space like an idiot. My bio, my link in bio, and then my email. And what's cool about the profile component is you can hide specific fields. So if you just want to have a username and bio, you can. But I'm going to head on over to the newsfeed. And as you can see, we already have a post here. So I'm gonna create a new post. Let's see here. Let's do stack frame web app. This is a post about stackFrame's web app. Click post. Oh, and just like that, it refreshes the page, and I can like this if I want to. And I also like this post already, but I can unlike it, right? And now you have a news feed. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. And then last but not least, we have to obviously add a log out button, right? So I'm gonna add a log out button, and we're gonna make this guy absolute. Let's put him 100. And as you can see, you just see like this square here. You can add an image if you want to, or just label only. And I'm gonna redirect it to my landing page, which is right here. Perfect. Let's update this. So refresh. We have our log out button. we have the news feed, log out, and now I'm back here. So in about 15 minutes, if I didn't hit that little bug, we've successfully added user authentication, user sign in, user sign up, user profiles. Users can create posts and a user news feed, all just dragging and dropping things, and then adding a project ID to that, hitting publish, and that's it. The beauty about honestly stackFrame is that there literally is no coding involved, and each component has a ton of styling options that you can choose from. So like I said, you can hide things like the bio, the username, right? So again, if you have any questions, please reach out. I'm going to put all the links you need in the description below. And if you guys are building anything in stackFrame, join our Slack community and let me know, because I'm dying to hear what you guys build.